This is Bowenite. I'm looking for a dark green piece that's semi-transparent and has minimal impurities. You may have heard of this by its other name, Applegate Jade. Applegate Lake has several areas to camp, multiple parks for day use, and several trails to hike. Lots to explore in this area. We found multiple places that were really family friendly. They had bathrooms, gentle slopes, picnic tables, and overall everybody seemed to enjoy the places.
Hey everybody, we've been scouting around and we found a spot that's looking pretty promising.
And this is what we're up here looking for. You can see when I get it wet, that nice green starts to come out. I see this guy right here.
Well, that looks like a nice chunk of jade.
This material has various impurities in it, so the goal here is to get several samples so we can cut them open, look at the inside, take a look at the outer shell, and get an idea of what we're looking for, because some of the stuff is going to be more translucent than other stuff. You're going to have a darker green and you're going to have a more pearly white, and so I want to get several samples here. That way we get a better understanding when we're hounding what we're looking for. One of the things that you might try is looking right next to the water, because the water really does have a dramatic impact on the color.
I'm in the middle of a creek. Found something interesting while I was out here though. Check this guy out. I can see it starting to look translucent on the sides, getting to that gem quality. Maybe if we cut it open, we'll see some good stuff. Also found this guy while I was out here. More of that bowenite with that impurity that we've been seeing. And then this guy. So it looks really weathered on the side, but then when you look right here, that looks really good. So I'm hoping I can cut this open, get some good stuff. We got a bunch of bowenite specimens here. And you can really see the variation in the color here. So some of it is going to be a lot lighter, and this nice milky color right here. Here's some of the good stuff we found from earlier. You know, I've been looking at this stuff and it's nice, and you can see it's decent, but it's got a lot of that impurity in it. This one looks like it's going to be a good piece. You can see some of that dark green in there. So we're going to clean this up, take some slices off of it, See how well that turns out.
Found this piece earlier.
This one is pretty sweet. Oh, yeah. Look at this. That is pretty sweet. Yeah, put your foot on there so everybody can see just how big this thing is.
Holy moly, look at that. Wow.
There's no way I could even carry this thing out. This has got to be like a 1,000-pound boulder. Say goodbye to the sun. We'll have to come back another day soon.
Using a rock saw has provided invaluable insight, and it has dramatically improved my rock hounding skills. It really improves my understanding of the erosion and weathering on the outside and how that affects the inside. Sometimes the outer shell is the most important part, because ideally that's what you're going to be looking for, is a piece that hasn't broken up and is high quality. This one turned out good. Almost looks like butterfly wings.
Here's a piece of that Bowenite. It's pretty weathered on top, but you'll notice on the side that it's a lot darker, and then on the back it's really dark. So hopefully when I take some slices off of it, it'll be pretty gemmy. Alright, that's looking pretty nice. Pretty nice. Let's cut this open.
One of the things I've been fighting is this metal impurity. If there's too much, it'll make it dark and not translucent. Those black dots are the metal impurity, and I don't mind a small amount because I think it gives it character. They also don't seem to interfere with the polishing. I really like the color of this one, although it did have another impurity besides the metal.
Really pretty stuff.
Alright, I'm going to give it a shape and then we're going to hit it on the flat lap, give it a polish.
Let's take a closer look at some of the stuff we just cut up.
This one had a more weathered look on the outside, and when I cut it open you can see that it's still a really light colored green, and none of the pieces are translucent. But if you look at this piece right here, this one is pretty much the best piece I was able to find, and it still looks pretty lime colored, real whitish on the outside, but when I cut it open, it's got that beautiful dark green in there. And this one, the slabs, even at a 1/4 inch thick, light is going through it no problem. Some of these turned out pretty sweet. Other than the fractures, this one looks pretty good. Not a whole lot of that metal impurity in this one. This one's a smaller one, but you can see on the inside there is a nice little pocket of that gem-like material there. Again, this guy on the outside has that whiter look to it, but right here I noticed the green, and sure enough, when I cut it open, it has quite a few good little pockets here. Some of the stuff like this, it was dark green on the outside, and I cut it open and it's nice and dark green and translucent on the inside. So this one, not really lying, it's exactly what you thought it was. Whereas this guy right here, this one I was hoping was going to be a little bit better. You can see a lot of the green right here, and then the top slice that I took off has some nice real pretty patterns in there. Nice green. Unfortunately, when we get to the backside, you can see that it's got a lot more of that metal impurity in there, and very little of the green shows up. This one also was not translucent, so again, kind of a lower quality in that regards as well.
This is one of the first pieces I found, so I figured I have to make a cab out of this. As I was grinding and polishing it, it really helped the stone become more translucent.
That's a pretty tall cab, and this light goes through it no problem. This one shows the impurities where you can see the whiter, less translucent, and then it's got that nice pocket of gummy bear green. I was working on an infinity loop. Unfortunately, it's flawed. There's a pretty big crack in it, so I'm not sure if I want to go the distance to polish it all the way up and finish it, but you know, having fun. This one right here it's really good. You can see the light goes through it. It's a pretty thick cut and the light's still going through it, but without doing something to stabilize it or clean it up, all those impurities in there are going to make it where it's very difficult to polish. So in regards to having something that's really easy that you could just pick up, cut, and polish, this is not it. It's going to need a little extra work. Alright, we hit the light so we can get a better view of some of these.
Bowenite is a lot softer than agate, so it's significantly easier to carve or polish. To finish it up, I added a simple bail and a leather cord.